My 2023 book related goals. Let's just pretend like I'm actually gonna accomplish this. Today I'm gonna tell you about some of the goals that I set for myself regarding reading and things that have to do with books. I'm gonna start off with the first one, which is what many of us probably do, though it's still completely okay if you don't, and that is setting a yearly reading goal. For the past 2 years, I've been able to very slightly surpass 70 books, but I don't know if that's gonna be possible this year. So I decided to stick with 70 books for this year, which still seems like a lot because every year at some point I get overwhelmed and I end up thinking that I'm not gonna make it, but I'll believe it for at least the first half of the year. Friendly reminder, you don't have to read a certain amount of books to be a reader or a good reader. You just have to love reading. If you do, that's more than enough. And you're also not a better reader because of the genres you read. Let's keep that in mind. On to my second book related goal. This one's gonna be hard for me. My second book related goal is to write book reviews for at least a third of the books I read and post them. I have a book account which I'll leave here somewhere. If you maybe want to go follow, you can do so. I would really appreciate it. Basically, that's where it all started. That's where this all began. I said, you know what? You gotta stop being fearful of posting about how much you love books. But at some point, I stopped being consistent. If I posted maybe twice a month, that was a lot. That also meant that I did not write many reviews for the books I read, which I really want to do. So my goal for this year was gonna be to at least write reviews for half the books I read. But I'll be honest with you, I don't know if that's gonna happen. So I settled for the third. My third reading goal is to have at least one book that is written by a Latino or Latina author, or that has Latino or Latino representation. I grew up in a Latin American country. Spanish is my first language, so I absolutely love to see when things that are familiar to me are in books, especially in the romances or fantasies I read. So I'm committed to having at least one of those books each month. If you have any recs, please leave them down below because I need them. That goal goes hand in hand with my next one, which is to read more diversely. Because why not? I want to be able to expand my reading, expand my outlook, expand the experiences that I read. So that's one of my main goals for this year. This next one is really one that I need to stick to be consistent. I need to keep showing up. I love books. I love reading them. I love sharing about them. So why not just post it? I think it often comes down to overthinking it. Overthinking the pictures that I take, or the reel that I'm gonna make, or whether this fits the aesthetic or not. Just post it. Literally just post it. Watch me not follow my own advice. Honestly, it's probably gonna happen, but I want to be more consistent. So I'm gonna try to plan more and schedule posts ahead so that I can be better at Bookstagram, Book Talk, BookTube now. I would say this is a pretty good start. I also want to be more consistent because after I stopped posting and just basically neglected my account, that obviously takes away from the engagement, which is one of my favorite parts of Bookstagram and the whole book community, because you are able to find people that like what you like, that read what you read, that love the same characters that you do. But you gotta talk to them. I feel like I got stuck after a certain point because I stopped posting and because I became so absent when I really love being part of this community. I basically just have to be better at planning because everything that I love to do, I get so overwhelmed by how many things I want to do with it that I end up doing nothing. See, that's an issue. So if you want, you can follow my Bookstagram. We can be friends there. I also post more regularly there and recently on TikTok. So if you want, go follow and let's find more book friends. My next goal for 2023 is to find more books that feel like 5-star reads. And yes, I looked down because I have them written down. Otherwise, I probably would have forgotten. This one, let me explain. In 2022, I feel like I did not have a lot of 5-star reads. I actually went back to look and it was like 4 or 5 tops. Obviously on Goodreads, it shows a lot more because I often tend to round up. But actual 5-star reads, I'm pretty sure there was 4 or 5 of them, which I loved with my whole heart. But I need more. I want more. Every book I give a 4.5 or 4.7 or a 4 is always one that I really enjoyed, but something was missing. A little tiny something. What? I don't know. I honestly am trying to understand it myself. Mind you, that is probably the reason why I give 4 stars like it's nobody's business. But that's not the point. The point is the 5-star reads, the actual 5-star reads, books that I'm thinking about almost every day. Book couples that I love. Characters that I think about and feel protective of and that I want to keep reading. Worlds that I don't want to get out of. Those are my 5-star reads. They live here, rent-free, 24/7. I want to find more books like those. So more than completing the 70 books in the year is finding books that, even though I might not complete that 70 books mark, is still worth it because of how much I loved the books I read. If you have any recommendations, your 5-star reads, your favorite books of all time, your favorite book couples, your favorite characters, everything, leave them down below. I want to find them. I want to read them. I want to love them with you. Maybe obsess over them too. Oh, there's one that I almost forgot. It's technically book related, but not exactly, but kind of. That is to use my book planner more often. For 3 years now, I've ordered the Always Fully Booked planner from Little Inklings Designs. I'll see if I can link the page down below. The point is that I've used it and I've loved it. But again, I'm not consistent with it. And so it doesn't look pretty, it doesn't look organized, which sucks. So one of my goals is also to use it more often. It is an agenda plus a reading planner, so I just have to get on top of it. That is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you want, you can go back and watch my first video where I talk about the books that I'm gonna read in January. If you like this video and you like book content, book videos, vlogs, whatever, think about liking this video and commenting down below, sharing the video, or subscribing to my channel. I'd love to have more of you to connect with. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video.